Greetings, fellow Earth Frequency Alchemists. In this episode, we open a doorway between the deeper rooms, a free broadcast synthesis of the crucible we have witnessed so far, and a clear glimpse of the solar fire still to come.
Oh, I just love that opening. It sets the tone perfectly.
Right, it really does. And welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. Today, we are looking at something incredibly special.
Yeah, we really are. This is basically episode 5 of the Earth Frequency Transmissions series over at Golden Monkey Life.
Exactly. But what's unique here is that this specific transmission is a free public bridge.
Yeah, episodes 2 through 4. And the upcoming 6 and 7, those are behind the paywall. But this right here, this is the bridge.
I like to think of it as a beautiful courtyard, like a courtyard that leads directly into the main temple.
Oh, that is a great way to frame it.
Thanks, because our mission today is to, gather all the hidden threads we've explored so far.
Right, to synthesize it all.
Yeah, exactly. To offer a really complete, satisfying map of this whole journey, and then give you, the listener, a clear preview of the deeper rooms to come.
And honestly, it is the perfect time to just pause and get our bearings. Because the core frame of this whole series is a massive perspective shift.
It really is a total reframe of reality.
Right, like the foundational truth here is that the electromagnetic field, all this space weather, it isn't just something happening to you.
It's not just random static making your day harder.
Exactly. The material frames the field as a conscious crucible. And they use this beautiful classical alchemy metaphor to break it down.
Walk us through that, because it's pretty profound.
Okay, so first, the electromagnetic field itself is the crucible. It's the vessel providing the heat and the pressure.
Okay, I'm with you.
Then you have the monkey mind. All that reactive, restless, unprocessed emotional stuff. That is the prima materia.
The unworked lead.
Yes, the lead. And then the third pillar is awareness. Your conscious awareness is the catalyst in this whole reaction.
Which brings us to the final result.
Right. The inner stillness, the peace you hold amidst the chaos. That is the gold.
Okay. I mean, that is a gorgeous framework. But I have to play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
A grounding question here. If the field is the crucible and it's providing all this heat, does that mean I just, sit back and let the space weather dictate my emotions?
No, man. No, definitely not. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because the source material is super explicit about listener sovereignty.
Yeah, you aren't just a victim of the cosmic weather.
Not at all. The field provides the environment, right? It turns up the ambient temperature. But it does not magically reach into your brain and cause your specific emotions.
That doesn't force you to snap at a coworker.
Exactly. It doesn't override your free will. It just exposes the lead that was already sitting there inside you. You are the alchemist.
You're the one doing the refining. And this is basically the perfect transition into recapping episode 2, right?
Yeah.
The dividing line.
Yeah, the dividing line between passive suffering and active participation.
Because if you're just sitting in a hot crucible without realizing it, that's not alchemy. You're just burning.
That's just suffering. The material points out that when the field spikes, the unconscious mind completely panics. It just feels the pressure and contracts.
It fights the heat.
Exactly. But the alchemist, the aware mind, recognizes that exact same heat as a required tool. I mean, you can't forge gold in a freezing cold room.
You need the friction. But I think we need to issue a massive warning right here.
Oh, the spiritual bypassing warning. Absolutely.
Yeah, because this crucible framework, it is not, under any circumstances, permission to just sit there and endure harmful, toxic, or abusive situations.
Right. You don't just say, oh, I'm doing this spiritual work by staying in this terrible environment.
Exactly. That is a dangerous trap.
And the Course is so grounded about this. The alchemist uses the heat of the crucible to gain flash clarity.
The fire burns away the rationalization.
Exactly. Shows you exactly what is draining you. And then the vital part, you take right action.
Which often means setting a firm boundary.
Or quitting the toxic job, or leaving the bad relationship. You don't just sit in the fire to burn. You use the energy to move.
Okay, wow. So once you realize you are this empowered alchemist, the next logical question, and this is what episode 3 covers, is about the collective.
Right. How does my personal refinement affect the bigger picture?
Yeah, because the field is bidirectional. It's not just a one-way street where the Earth beams energy at us. We are broadcasters.
And the instrument doing the broadcasting isn't even the brain, it's the heart.
Which is mathematically wild. The human heart's electromagnetic amplitude is like 60 times stronger than the brain's.
It's massive. You are constantly radiating your emotional state right back into the planetary field.
But is there hard data for that? Because it sounds a bit, poetic.
Oh, it's deeply documented. The source material brings in the Princeton Global Consciousness Project.
Oh, right, the GCP. That experiment is mind-blowing.
It really is. So Princeton researchers set up these random event generators all over the world, basically quantum coin flippers.
Spitting out random ones and zeros.
Exactly. Pure mechanical unpredictability.
But they found that during moments of massive, synchronized global emotion like right after 9/11.
The machine stopped being random.
Yes. The data literally showed statistical spikes of order. The synchronized human attention physically ordered quantum data.
That is just, it completely destroys the illusion that we are separate from our environment.
Totally. And that actually explains the whole concept of the 144,000, which the course breaks down beautifully.
Oh, I'm so glad they tackle that. Because a lot of New Age circles treat the 144,000 like a VIP velvet rope.
Yeah, like it's a literal headcount for a cosmic lifeboat.
Right, like, am I on the list?
Which is completely missing the point. The material clarifies that 144,000 is a frequency threshold idea.
It's a state of absolute coherence.
Exactly. It's archetypal math representing the critical mass needed to stabilize the collective field.
So it's not an exclusive club, it's a target state of harmony.
Right. Which really throws a core question right back to the listener.
Yeah, what are you contributing to the collective field today? Are you just panicking and adding static to the broadcast? Or are you doing the work to offer the gold of inner stillness?
Well, because your personal stillness is literally planetary service.
It really is. And to understand the sheer scale of that service, we have to look at the architecture of the vessel itself.
Which brings us to episode 4, the body, the soul, and the missing lid.
Right. So, looking from the ground up, we have Gaia and Sophia.
Let's break those down. Gaia is the physical architecture, right?
Yeah, Gaia is the literal physical body of the planetary crucible. The crust, the mantle, the molten iron core generating the magnetic field.
The dense matter.
Exactly. But dense matter needs an animating intelligence, and that is Sophia.
The divine feminine wisdom.
Right. Sophia operates from deep within that matter, intentionally driving the heat upward to refine human consciousness.
Okay, but logically, if Sophia is pushing all this intense heat up to forge us, there's a mechanical flaw.
Yeah, the open bowl problem.
Exactly. If you want to build pressure, you can't just use an open bowl. All that heat would just bleed out into the vacuum of space.
Right. A crucible inherently requires a lid.
So where is the lid?
The physical lid is the ionosphere. It's this highly charged layer of plasma wrapping the globe.
Acting like a ceiling for the electromagnetic frequencies.
Exactly. But the Earth can't hold that upper wall in place on its own. The ionosphere is maintained and pressed down by the sun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This introduces the profound masculine principle, the father fire.
So far, we have been looking within and below. Episodes 6 and 7 look up.
Perfectly said. And when we look up in episode 6, we get straight into the hard, grounded science of the solar layer.
Because the sun isn't just, a passive light bulb in the sky.
No, it's a massive, breathing, impossibly complex plasma body, and it actively dictates the weather of our crucible.
The mechanics they tease for episode 6 are just fascinating, like the dual-speed solar wind.
Oh yeah, the slow wind from the equator versus the incredibly fast wind whipping out of the coronal holes.
And they make a really critical distinction that anyone tracking space weather needs to know, the difference between a solar flare and a CME.
Right, a coronal mass ejection. People mix those up all the time.
They really do. But a flare is basically just a burst of electromagnetic radiation, right?
Yeah, a flash of light and X-rays. It travels in the speed of light and hits Earth in about 8 minutes.
Just an immediate zap. But a CME is totally different.
Completely different. A CME is a physical eruption. It's a billion-ton cloud of magnetized plasma that gets physically hurled into space.
And it takes days to get here.
Right. And when it finally hits our magnetosphere, it dumps massive electrical currents into our upper atmosphere.
Which triggers geomagnetic storms.
Exactly. And that is what we are measuring with the KP index.
So when you look at an app and see a high KP index, that literally means the father fire is pressing down hard on the lid of our crucible.
Yep. And it's crucial to realize where we are right now. We are currently at the peak of solar cycle 25.
The 11-year cycle of magnetic activity.
Right. We are at solar maximum. The fire is running at its absolute hottest.
Which totally validates why everyone is feeling so intensely agitated lately.
Yeah, the ambient temperature is just cranked way up, which actually ties into Alexander Chizevsky's work.
Oh, the Russian researcher. This part is super intriguing.
Yeah, early 20th century. He tracked these 11-year solar cycles against collective human behavioral shifts throughout history.
Now, we need to keep a neutral stance on this. He wasn't saying the sun maliciously beams down and causes a war.
No, it's not a direct causation like that. It's about statistical correlations and ambient pressure.
Right, lowering the threshold of excitability in the human nervous system.
Exactly. When the pressure is high, it forces movement. He found that solar maximums aligned with major revolutions, wars, but also incredible cultural flowerings.
The energy just demands an outlet, for better or worse.
Right. So episode 6 gives us all that precision. The plasma physics, the Gamma-Z index, the mechanics of the father fire.
But as we know, precision without meaning kind of leaves the alchemist incomplete.
Yeah, just staring at data points doesn't feed the soul.
Which brings us to the preview for episode 7, the sacred marriage.
Oh, this is where it all comes together. Episode 7 grounds these ancient myths into literal physical reality.
Yeah, Father, Son, and Mother Earth, they are engaged in a continuous, literal, sacred marriage.
The cosmic seed of light isn't just poetry. It's the UV radiation maintaining the ionosphere.
And the visible light literally driving photosynthesis.
Right. Every single biological system, every tree, every animal, your own body, is the literal offspring of this union.
And the Vedic lens they use to explore this is just stunning.
Oh, the ancient language maps it so perfectly. They talk about the Adityas, right? The solar intelligences.
Representing the higher frequencies of consciousness coming from the sun.
Exactly. And the Vishvarupa, the universal form, which is basically the fully refined consciousness.
The pure gold. But my favorite part is how they pair Prakriti and Purusha.
Yes. Prakriti is the feminine field of creation, the dense matter. Sophia.
And Purusha is the masculine principle of witnessing awareness, the father fire.
And the interaction between the two. That is the alchemical conjunctio, the union of opposites.
It creates this precise, perfectly calibrated pressure cooker where human consciousness is just forced to evolve.
Forced to wake up. It's incredible.
So let's step back and gather this whole map for everyone.
Let's do it.
All right, so the electromagnetic field is the crucible.
Your heart is the broadcaster.
Gaia is the physical body of the vessel.
Sophia is the animating soul inside the matter.
The sun is the father fire pressing down from above.
And you, the human alchemist, stand right at the crosshairs between Earth and Sun.
You are the exact point where those two cosmic forces meet.
It really is a profound place to stand, especially once you finally have the map to recognize it.
And remember, this deep dive was just the courtyard.
Just a glimpse. The actual tools to work with this energy are waiting inside.
Exactly. So if you are ready to step out of this courtyard and enter the deeper rooms, we warmly invite you to visit Golden Monkey Life.
Yeah, you can access the full Earth Frequency Transmission series there, including episodes 6 and 7 that we just teased.
And while you're there, definitely pick up the free Schumann Resonance Field Guide. It's an amazing, practical tool.
Totally free, totally sovereign. It's there whenever you feel called to explore it.
Yep, no pressure at all. But as we fade out today, we want to leave you with one final thought to mull over.
A little something to take with you into your day.
Right. So when you step outside today and you feel the sun on your face and the ground beneath your feet, consider this.
What if your very capacity to be aware of both forces in this exact moment
Is the exact biological purpose the universe spent billions of years trying to build?